Hey guys, subscribe for daily content, and if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks! What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got something really exciting for you guys. I got this up as fast as I could. My schedule was completely and totally jammed, so hopefully by the time you guys are seeing this, if you're seeing this the minute or the day that I uploaded it, hopefully there's still some that you guys can grab, because in this exact moment, the time of recording, it is still available. A couple of variations. I know that these are going to be popular. This is a really cool locking system, a really cool company. So I'm hoping some of you guys can snag this through this video. I'll have it linked down in the description. It does help my channel when you use those links, but that's entirely up to you. Thanks to N.U.M.B Thanks to N.U.M.B Knife Works for sending this in. N.U.M.B Knife Works. N.U.M.B Knife Works. Shouldn't be that hard to say. I will link it down in the description, just like I said. Okay. So this is the new N7. Oh, what a beauty. What a beauty. And you had mentioned in your email that your purple crystal tie had come out more indigo blue. I love this. I think this looks excellent. Very, very cool. So here's what's neat about this. We have a combination thumb stud and top flipper. Oh, beautiful. Hollow ground satin DLC in S90V with the pinch lock. Oh boy. So the pinch lock is a twin tab system. It actually has, if you've never seen this before, this is really neat. Where does it engage? Where do you engage? Are you engaging here? Oh, is it behind? Oh, how interesting. So correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't the first pinch lock engage those tabs underneath? So these locks, these tabs are actually engaging in a lock face that when the blade is in the open position, it actually faces this way. Now this isn't exactly the same as a top liner lock, but it does engage from the same position, because this is not a liner lock, it's a tab lock, and there are two tabs. So there's two lock faces. The lock face kind of comes to like this, right? Instead of a single lock face that's slanted, it's like this, and those two tabs engage with those two angled faces. But in this case, it's behind instead of in front. Very cool. We have tested the pinch lock before. It does just fine. In fact, I'll just demonstrate. It's fine. That's great. But I love the way that it operates. That's my... Can you use the... You can kind of use the fuller. Kind of. So this is thumb stud and top flipper primarily. Wonderful ergos. Wonderful. Since this is a top flipper and not a traditional... Traditional. Why can't I talk? Traditional. It's not a traditional flipper tab, meaning it would stick out this way, right? It's on top, so in the open position, it's right here. Oh, look how they did that. That's very nice, right underneath there. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. The combination here is wonderful. We have a truly utilitarian design, beautiful ergonomics, easy to manipulate, fully ambidextrous, right? Multiple deployment options, a strong lock, and to cap it all off, we have S90V in this case, DLC. You can get it without DLC, but a hollow ground S90V blade. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. The N7, and then there's another word associated with it, but it's like the Ken... Darn it, I even looked up the pronunciation on Google before I started the video. We're not reviewing this today. We're just taking a look at it. We will review it. This is going to go right in the pocket, immediately in the pocket. It's so much fun to disengage these. And by the way, if you're wondering, no, disengaging one does not disengage the lock. If you were to push down on one side, it's still engaged because of this side. You have to disengage both at the same time. So I would, it's like I said in the review of the initial one. I think this locking system is probably pretty strong. I still would wish that they would slightly dome the heads of these buttons, just to make them a little bit more comfortable, but I don't think it's completely necessary. The N.U.M.B pinch lock has proven to be a very preferable and popular locking system. We have two different jimping zones here too, which is really, really cool. I love the overall size and length of this. There are, I think, different materials outside of just like the titanium for the scales. And obviously you have different frame options as well. What I'd like to do is measure and weigh, whoops-a-daisy, measure and weigh this bad boy. Let's take a quick look here. Just a quick little look here. We have to change that to pounds. There we go. Okay, so this guy, this is probably one of the heaviest variations. 4.1 ounces, not a lot of ounces, only a few ounces. Let's go ahead and measure it. Overall length is coming in at 7.5, and your blade, total blade length is 3.25, cutting edge is about 3. So at its heaviest with titanium, 4 ounces, probably 3.5 with something like G10 or carbon fiber. So a pretty good ratio at its lightest, 3.3 inches of blade to, or 3.25 to 3.3 inches of blade for 3.5, I'm guessing, ounces of weight. Pretty cool. Yeah, I'm a big fan of this. I was a big fan of the original. I think the original was called the Cornerstone. They have like a different, the N1 through N7, and then they have a different name associated with each number and letter code, which I like. It gives us a better identifier, or it like associates a better memory with certain things. I think like when you do the number and letter thing, I used to get super frustrated when I was trying to look up older ZT knives, and I'd be like, oh yeah, that's the 0308, and I'd look up the 0308 and I'd be like, that's not what that's the wrong one, or the 090 whatever, the 0604, and I'd look them up and I'd be like, this number and letter thing, it's so much easier for me if it's named a thing, or if you have a thing or a noun or some name or something that's associated with the number and letter code. So the fact that they're going N1 through N7 and giving each one an individual name, I think is a good idea, because it helps us remember the variations or generations or models or whatever it is that they're doing here. So that's pretty cool. These are fairly expensive. This one does top over 300. However, if we're going down the checklist of things that I look for in knives that cost, above 200, above 250, above 300, this goes well within the requirements here. I mean, this one specifically, DLC hollow ground S90V. Then we have your, not so much the multiple deployment variations, but really the fact that they work in coordination with this unique pinch lock. And then we have crystal tie for the scales. I mean, it's also contoured, so this is all stuff that I want to see when we're north of $300. So this looks pretty great. Hopefully they're still there when you guys see this video. I'm really sorry. I'm trying to, there's only so much that I can release in a day. People always ask me, like, if you have all of these uploads on reserve, why don't you just release them all at once? That would be basically a disaster view-wise. That would be absolutely terrible for not only me, but for you, because you wouldn't get notifications for any of them except for the first 3. You wouldn't even know that they were there, short of going to my page and manually hunting for them. Why? Because YouTube will not actually give you or anyone else any notifications, whether it's email or through the recommended page. It won't do anything to promote any more than 3 uploads within a 24-hour period, not counting shorts, which I think also probably cap out at 2 or 3. So yes, I always have 30 to 40 uploads that are sitting scheduled that nobody has seen yet. No, it is not beneficial to you or me or anyone else to release them all at once. It's the most beneficial to me to release 2 videos a day, and every now and then a YouTube short. That's the way that it goes, and that makes it to where my schedule is fairly limited. So sometimes I can squeeze things in faster, sometimes I can't. But I want people to remember that the primary goal of this channel is information, and not necessarily as a sales catalyst. Like, it's great that you guys want to buy things that I talk about and showcase, but my goal is not first and foremost to sell you something. My goal first and foremost is to educate you on, at least give you my honest thoughts and opinions on the thing. And sometimes those opinions come in a little bit too late for people to actually buy things, at least that time around. Sometimes you have to wait for the next round, right? But that is the primary goal. So with my goal not being sales, I cannot prioritize everything on the exact day of release. So hopefully this stuff is still there. You guys can take a look at it. But I will carry this and review it and come back with a full-length review for you guys. So that's going to be it today. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like. So check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe, because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.